Hey everybody, it's Professor Parish, and I wanted to give you guys this little video update for this week. Hopefully week 2 worked out great for you guys. A couple housekeeping things. Most of the questions and vocab, you should see a grade on them. If you log in and go to Gradebook right here, you should see a grade listed for those. The assignments basically every week are going to stay about the same. The only assignments that rotate in and out are the article review and your chapter tests. Now what the chapter tests are is that they are just an overview because our book has 4 chapters. So you'll do 3 tests this semester, this summer. 1 over conflict and characters, 1 over setting and props, and 1 over plot and foreshadowing. The last chapter, irony, that content's going to be actually on your final exam. And when it gets closer to the end of July, we'll talk about that. But your first test over characters and conflict is going to be due this Sunday. So I wanted to create this video to kind of show you the differences between our last week, week 2, and this week, week 3. So I'm in student mode. This is the mode that you guys should see our class in. If I go to weekly assignments, then you'll see these little check marks up here. That means that that week is done. That week is over. So if I view last week, then I will see these are all the assignments that I've done. And since I'm the teacher, I just go ahead and set my grade to 100%. Perks of the job, right? So this shows me that I have those assignments done, and it will show you what your grade is on those assignments. Now, if you have any questions about how to use the Dropbox, I know I've answered a lot of emails about this, please let me know, because I'm happy to help you if you're having trouble submitting to the Dropbox. The Dropbox assignments here, it's one of those things where the more you do it, the more easy it will get, the easier it will become. So the first time that you submit to the Dropbox, it'll be a little weird. You're like, what am I doing? Am I doing everything right? Email me and ask. Just say, hey, I just sent in my assignment. Did you get it? And I'm happy to look and make sure that it's there. And then the discussion forum, I grade those usually by Monday morning. I'm looking at those and grading them or finishing up grading them. So usually once the week's over, it will close itself, but you can always click to view and see what your grades were and make sure that you had everything done for that week. This week, week 3, you'll notice that I'm getting that video up here shortly. The book, the story, The Beautiful Soul of Don Damien, is on page 68 to 74, and then your discussion forum post, those are the only things due by Friday, is that you read the story and you get your discussion post. Everything else is due by this Sunday, and that is the vocab and the follow-up questions, which are what you did for week 2, replying to at least 2 peers once you've posted in the discussion forum, just like we did last week. And then instead of an article review, we're not doing an article review this week. Instead, we're doing a character and conflict test. So if I scroll down, I've got these. This you won't be able to do anything to, except it will take you to the discussion forum where you can post, but you won't submit anything here. Your vocab and questions, those are the exact same Dropbox formats as what we did last week. So if you did your vocab and questions for last week, this is the same exact setup. This is the only thing new, this test. So as you can see, you can start taking the test anytime now, and it's due by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. So if I click on this link, then what's going to happen is it will show you this screen. Now, there is no time limit on this test. You can take this test as long as you like. You can spend as much time as you want on it. You are not being timed. I was not a test taker in high school or in college, so I hated when I had time limits on tests, so I don't give them. I want you to spend as much time as you need on the test. But you only get to take it one time. So once you submit the test, it's submitted and you have to accept what your grade is. So if I'm ready to take the test, then I can click this blue link right here that says Start the Exam. And it will pop up a window. And you'll see that a lot of these questions are asking for your answers. You type them out. And there is a few short answers, but most of these are essay questions for this story. I may change it up. You may notice in the Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 tests there's some multiple choice or some true and false, but for this first test, I mainly want you to type out your answers for the questions. Now, you will notice up here that there is no time limit. It is 10 questions long, and it's out of 25 points. So certain questions are worth more points than others. So please be thorough and be specific on your answers. You'll notice it's not timed. However, if for some reason, let's say you're in the middle of this test and you get a phone call and there's an emergency and you have to go take care of something, and you're like, I only get to submit it once. What do I do? This Save Progress button, you can click it and save where you are. So if I get a phone call and my boss at work's like, you need to come in and take this shift, I'll be like, okay, gotta go. I will press Save Progress. And if it shows this last saved text right here, that means that it's saved. If you don't see a time stamp right here, it did not save and you need to press this button again. Okay? And you can press this button as many times as you want. But as long as there's this time stamp right here, that means that it did save. Okay? So I can exit the exam. And once I log back in, you will see that I can turn in my exam, which is not what I want to do because I didn't answer any questions. So if your exam is still in progress, you're going to click this link right here. And it should take you exactly back to where you left off. You'll go right back to where you were, and you can finish your exam. And you can continue to do this. You just need to make sure that multiple times that you save pressing this progress button. Otherwise, it won't save. You've got to keep saving it. Even if you come back, let's say you get started again, you get another phone call and you've got to leave. As long as you click the Save Progress, you're fine. Now, when you're finished, when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the Submit This Exam. Once you press the Submit button, the exam is over and it is submitted. And then I will grade it, and you will only see your grade once it's graded. So don't press this button until you're completely done, but please remember to press this button. Otherwise, it will not submit your exam. Okay? Clear as mud, right? All right, but that is how you do the exams. They're very straightforward and easy once you log on and do them. And like I said, there's not a time limit, so take your time. I don't anticipate it will take you all long to do this test, but I know sometimes people type slower than others, so I want to give you guys as much time as you needed. So I'm going to exit. All right, and then it's just going to keep, it's going to basically show this link until I finally submit the exam. All right, and it will keep saying it's open and can be taken until after 11:55 p.m. Now, if you keep this open and don't finish it, and 11:55 rolls around, it will just shut down the test, and whatever you've answered, it will take that. If you didn't answer anything, it'll take it anyway. So you just want to make sure that you finish up and submit before time runs out on Sunday. Okay? So, if you have any questions, please let me know. I don't think this test will take very long, but again, everybody's different. So, these are the assignments this week. You won't have an article review, just the questions, the vocab, the test, and the discussion forum. Alright, so far I've really enjoyed your posts. I've really thought that your answers to your questions this last week were really insightful. They showed that you knew the story, and I loved reading your situations that you guys were in. Some of those just shocked me. I can't believe that some people would do that to you, but you persevered and pulled through, so that's awesome. If you guys have any questions, like I said, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all later, and have a great week.